Welcome to another edition of Cage Talk. I'm your host, Buck. We've got Nick in the studio joining me.
Hello.
And our first guest tonight, Joey Villasenor.
What's up, fellas?
How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing good, man.
All right, man. So what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the UFC that went down the other night on Saturday, or do you want to talk about what's coming up with you first?
Whatever you guys want to do,
man.
I'm just here.
They call them fluff questions. We can do the fluff
Let's
questions.
do fluff, I guess.
All right. So what did you think of the UFC 67 that happened on Saturday night? Crow Cop came back, or he came first time in the UFC, and Rampage Jackson, and then obviously Travis Lutter not making weight, for the Anderson Silva fight. So,
well, I mean,
what's your thoughts?
My honest opinion is that the UFC is getting there. They're doing it. They're bringing international flavor now to the to the United States, which is something they've missed out on before. So, to see those three international superstars, now UFC fighters, was great, man. It's exciting for me. It's exciting for the sport.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that should be exciting for the new fans. They get to see what international fighters are out there and landed by the UFC. So in that aspect, I was very excited. As far as the card itself, I know they're just introducing Rampage back, and they're introducing Crow Cop, so they didn't give him those tough fights.
Yeah.
But the skills there. Rampage, of course, was nervous. He looked nervous. But that's understandable, man. The UFC is gigantic, and when Rampage fought in Pride, whether he won or lost, he wasn't as recognized in the States, so people didn't, scrutinize him as much. But now he's under the microscope, so
right.
I can see where the nerves are coming from.
Do you think he's going to be as big as the UFC's planning for him to be?
I like Quentin. Quentin's a friend of mine. We've
you guys go back old King of the Cage days,
we go
right?
old school. He's a friend of mine. He's a good guy, funny guy. But hopefully he got the nerves out of him.
Yeah.
And we get to see some of that Quentin, that slamming, but ever since his fight with Vanderlei, he kind of lost a little edge somewhere. A little edge. He had a couple of tough fights in Japan where he should have just ran over some guys. But this sport's grueling, man. A lot of people don't understand that, even just training takes a toll on you. So, I'm sure he'll pull out of it, and I'm looking forward for him to do some big things.
Yeah.
At least top three, pretty soon.
Do you, when you said three fighters, do you mean Heath Herring, Crow Cop, and...
No, I think he's talking about Anderson Silva.
Oh, Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering.
Heath Herring, man. I mean, Heath Herring just got exposed. And
that's what I say, man. I said the same thing, dude. I said he got exposed.
That's the one thing about Pride is they're going to set you up with somebody that's going to put an exciting matchup.
Yeah.
They're going to put a striker against a striker, while Heath Herring is welcome to America, where there's some great wrestlers.
Styles
in there
make
too,
fights, baby.
Exactly. And his after comments, his whole, I tried to keep it standing for you. I tried to, make it exciting. Well, this isn't kickboxing. It's not boxing. It's MMA, and he got exposed.
Go out and win the fight, bro.
That's it.
Yeah, it seemed kind of weird that he was. He had commentary while he was on the ground. He's like, he's saying he's not doing anything. Stand up the fight. It's like, what are you doing? This is this is a MMA fight.
Dude, how scary do you think Crow Cop was in there, bro? That just frightened me watching that, because he was just so deliberate, and he stalked Eddie Sanchez.
How scared was Eddie, you meant? Crow Cop didn't look like he was scared at all.
No, I said how scary was it in there? Just watching him do that. I'd never seen him fight before.
Who?
Crow Cop. I'd never seen a Crow Cop fight before.
He's not a seasoned MMA fighter.
I know.
Yo, who's asking the questions? What? Yo, man, did you see how them UFC fans took to him? Wearing the shirt. I mean, it's exciting. I got chills, man. I couldn't believe I was seeing Crow Cop in the cage.
That's exactly what I said. The second he walked in, I said, it is a trip to see Crow Cop in the octagon.
Because we're so used to the ring. I mean, you guys know me. I fought in Pride twice. I'm a huge Pride fan and huge UFC fan. I'm just a huge fan all around. Thank God, UFC is exposing people like Crow Cop to Buck over here. And I'm just thankful that people got to see him for the first time.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think, kind of a loaded question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. How do you think the heavyweight division as a whole is now feeling about the fact that Crow Cop is there and looking to?
Did you hear what Joe Rogan said to Randy? He's like, after the fight, he says, "You picked a great time to come back."
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I think that I think that Randy is Crow Cop's kryptonite right now. You know, a lot of people are gonna overlook, but Crow Cop's not extremely well on the ground. He's got some great basics.
Sure.
But he's come from striking fundamentals, man. He's come from a striking background.
Yeah.
And he can defend very well, but
Sure.
Randy has the ability, putting on 20 more pounds and weighing as much as Crow Cop to hold him down.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
I see Crow Cop, Randy, and unfortunately Silva being the top three,
Yeah. You think Arlovsky's lost a step now?
You know what, man? I mean no disrespect. I love all athletes. I respect every single one of them. But, ever since Arlovsky got knocked out with that punch from Silva, he lost something there,
Seems like it, yeah.
I mean, I'm a fighter myself. Who am I to judge? But, as an athlete, and I understand. I can understand. But I think he's lost a little something, and he's soul searching right now. And you put Arlovsky in there against Crow Cop, or
forget about it.
I want to see that fight.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Because basically they're similar. They have similar styles, first of all, and if you just compare similar styles, in my opinion, Crow Cop, if they fight the same game plan, will just kill.
I think he'll kill Arlovsky.
Arlovsky would definitely go for the takedown. He wouldn't even stand there. No way. He might take a couple of pop shots, but he'll look for the takedown.
Yeah. Well, just to let you know, I did go back and I watched two Crow Cop fights. I went on the internet and I watched his battle with Fedor.
Oh,
I mean, what a fight! And those guys just went after it.
Fedor's
tough.
Fedor's the shiznick, man.
Do you think they'll try to bring Fedor over?
Oh, no, I don't think so, man. I think Fedor is gonna stick through pride, through thick and thin, until they're done, just because they're paying him so much money.
Right. And
he's already established himself out there, and then he can fight in the States whenever pride rolls through. So why would he want to come here? Right now he's just dominating the scene. His number one competition left.
Well, I don't know though, man. I was online on an MMA website last week, and I was reading the salaries from UFC 67 and saw what Crow Cop got paid. And I mean, he did not get chump change, bro. He got a lot of money.
Oh, Crow Cop?
He got over a quarter. He got more than $250. I'll tell you that right now. And I mean,
that's just what they're releasing in numbers, bro.
Yeah, that's just what they're releasing.
Nope. I don't believe it.
I mean, he probably.
What, do you think it's more or less than that?
Oh, I think
he got way more.
I think it's at least 2 or 3 times more. My personal opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, the commission takes fees from this stuff, from UFC and stuff. For their payouts. So nobody knows exactly, but I mean, Crow Cop doesn't just come over here and sign for that much money. He signs for more.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
so something's going on there,
Yeah.
I mean, these are legitimate businesses trying to run a business.
Absolutely, man.
And they're going to try to save as much money as they can. I'm not saying that any of them are corrupt. I have no idea, but I just know that somewhere in there, there's a little incentive.
There's a way to
somewhere.
to make a buck.
Yeah. Somewhere.
Gotcha.
Let's talk a little bit about Elite XC.
Hold on. Before we get into that, if you're just joining us right now, we're talking to Joey Villasenor, and he's got a fight coming up this weekend. He's going to be taking on David Loiseau on Showtime. But before we get to that, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and then we're going to talk David Loiseau and Elite XC with you right here on Cage Talk.